Welcome to Après STEEP. We are going to figure out our main topic on the fly, but we do have some news for you from the mountains of Riders Republic, and we also have quite a ton of Riders Roundup clips to get to. We'll figure out that main topic as we get there. Stay tuned. It's episode 3 of Après STEEP.
The official Riders Republic Discord server is having an emoji competition and anyone can enter. You can catch all of the rules. We have a link to their server down below, and there is an emote submission channel. You can submit up to 10 emotes. They must be Riders Republic inspired, and they have quite a lot of emote slots to fill up, so they'll be looking for a ton of different emotes to add. If your emote is chosen, you will get a special emote creator role to set yourself apart in the server and some of the highest bragging rights available on the internet for supplying an official emote to an official Ubisoft server.
Yeah, we've had a couple of our community members testing some of their Riders Republic emojis on our Discord server. I know Sofex has been coming up with a couple. I loved the Das Lit in the Riders Republic colors. But I did want to point out, Mitch, did you notice that you were in there as one of the suggested emotes?
I did notice that because I dropped it in the emote channel when Stefan said we could also go out of the box and maybe use some of our own, like maybe some POG reactions. So I threw mine in there, and there are a lot of people who have reacted to it, so thank you.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that you submitted yours. Well, I'm gonna have to get on mine for sure. Just to send it home, if you haven't heard about it yet, you're about to. Our largest TFG event to date is going live on January 23rd. It is going to feature 9 of the top riders from the Tartiflet games competing in Big Air, Real Steep, and the Knuckle Huck. We're going to be live streaming the 5 TFG finals from this past season for the first 2 hours leading up to the Invitational over on YouTube, and we will also be sure to pop in to get everyone hyped in between those videos. Also, if you are going to be watching live, be sure to fill out the form so you can speak your piece and help us determine when this invitational is actually going to air on YouTube. I know we have so many time zones competing in this community, so we want to make it as accessible to everyone the minute it goes live.
Well, those were 2 mouthfuls of news today, but now we're going to shift over to the main topic, which we have totally decided by now.
Okay, so yeah, that topic that we just decided on. Mitch, you want do you want to start us off?
You jerk. Well, when I was desperately scrambling to try and find a topic and wanted to do Riders Republic to, get the attention of everyone, I was watching the trailer at 2 times speed to see if there was anything we could pick out to talk about, and Nick came up with the idea of mentioning our favorite parts of that Riders Republic game preview trailer that we saw back at Ubisoft Forward in September.
Yeah, I know that we kind of did this when we had our reactions and we were discussing it right whenever the trailer released, but we didn't spend that much time breaking down our absolute favorite clips. And, we wanted to get through the entire video and breaking down as much as possible in as short of a time frame as possible. So I think now there's been enough time. We've all been watching this trailer on repeat. We haven't gotten a second trailer. Lord knows we're still waiting for a dev blog. So I think it's time that you and I pick out our favorite moments from this trailer, and we can just dive into those and then hypothesize what is to come just based off of that, 2-second, 5-second clip that we see.
And at this point in time, we also have that information that we got from the dev blogs that have been released so far, so we can actually look back on parts of this trailer and then add in that extra information we got to maybe come up with some new ideas.
Yeah, see? you guys really thought that we came into this main topic without a subject, but we've had this planned for months. All right, well, I'll let you kick this one off.
My biggest takeaway from watching this trailer is definitely the scale of the mountain and also the terrain and how they mix it. Right at the start of the trailer, there's the clip where you got the skiers and the snowboarders waiting, and then some bike riders and other guys come through from behind, and everyone takes off right as the music kicks in. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they mix the snow and the dirt and the grass, and how you can ride the different sports on each of those. You can see in the trailer that you are able to go on the grass as a skier, in the snow as a biker, and we did joke about that last week with maybe having a bike huck event in our Tour de Flight games where the bikers have to go on the snow. But I want to see if there's ever going to be snow in places like Bryce Canyon or Grand Teton, some of the sandy areas that you wouldn't typically see the snow, and maybe if the snow's going to melt on Mammoth Mountain at all, maybe not at the peak, but further down when you get in the city, and if that's going to change the riding at all.
Oh yeah, you bring up a really good point there. We haven't heard anything in terms of the geography and the climate that is going to be in the game. I mean, who's to say that the climate is not going to be dynamic? Are we going to get rainstorms that are going to make certain trails muddier and more difficult to accomplish on certain days? Or are we going to have some melting of snow in certain parts of the map where it doesn't typically stay year round? That's a really interesting point.
It would definitely change the gameplay and change, when people can film certain clips. So I don't know if we'll see that, if you're working on a project and then go back to film that clip again and the snow's gone and then you're just stuck with it. And I saw people would be really worried if it changes with the season. Like once it hits summertime, there's going to be no snow. I don't think that's going to happen. I think, what we're seeing in the trailer is pretty accurate with snow on the typically snowy mountains, and then it kind of starts to trail off near the bottom. Maybe it'll change a little bit, but going along with that, one of my other favorite parts of the trailer is there's a couple shots where you can see the scale of the map. I got one up on screen right now. It's where the biker is riding down the ridge during the event, but when it goes to a shot from the side, you can see that ridge, and then way in the distance you can see a mountain that has more trees on it, and then further behind that you can see the mountain, the massive one with the snow all the way on it. So it's really cool to see how it's kind of stacked up in the game. And then there's also that little bit where you can see that map that you actually zoom out of Yosemite Valley, go down to Bryce Canyon to catch up with some other riders.
We are both still taken back by the absolute scale of this game. I mean, right at the beginning of the clip you're talking about, when the rider is going down on that technical ridge, you can see some snow off to the side and these tiny microscopic little skiers, and I believe a shadow of a wingsuiter up on the snow, but they look like they are 2 miles away from the rider in the foreground. So I just cannot comprehend how big these mountains are. It's really going to come down to the first time we get our hands on the game, and I'm sure you and I are both going to be blown away. If we are dissecting the trailer and we're being blown away like this, I mean, I cannot imagine what it's going to be like whenever we're finally in there ourselves.
Yeah, and all of it takes me back to some of my favorite memories from playing Steep back when the beta came out, back when we first got the game. Everywhere you went was a new place to explore, especially not having all of the helicopter tickets, so you had to ski down, unlock a new location, start there, go down that side of the mountain, discover what's on the right side, then go back up to that starting spot and go down the left side of the mountain, go explore some of those areas. And it took, 6 months to really explore the entire map that they had and find those locations, but I'm still finding new places today to pull off some tricks, maybe in the familiar locations, but attacking it from a slightly different side.
And while this might not be drastically bigger in terms of just overall map size from Steep, specifically the Alps, I believe we've heard some rumors floating around that this map is just about the same size as the Alps in Steep, but exactly, you put it perfectly. Those first 6-8 months that we were in the game, you're always discovering something new. You find your favorite spot, you're going down the north side of the mountain every single day, every single run, and then just out of the blue, you decide to go down the south, or God forbid, the east, and you're discovering completely new places. You're discovering brand new little villages, brand new Easter eggs, Every single turn in that video game felt like a brand new experience. Similar to GTA, I mean, any of these open world games, once you really start getting into it and discovering all of these new places, that just keeps the game so super interesting for so much longer than, say, like a Mario or a Zelda. Well, Zelda is open world now, so I guess that's a terrible analogy, but you know what I'm saying here.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible to explore this map and all of the detail they put into it, and then see all of the places that people are posting online on Instagram, Discord, Twitter, Reddit, wherever. See all those cool places that people are exploring, and then everyone asking for the coordinates so they can go and visit that place. But what stood out to you in this trailer?
So, like we've said, we have watched this trailer so many times. I stopped counting at like 80, 85. I'm going to take it way back to the beginning of the video here. I mean, it's on the screen right now, but you can see it in the actual trailer at 1 minute, 9 seconds. That rider in the top left in the red pants, just above the giraffe, is pulling off a seat grab no-footer. Until this point, I did not think that we would be able to grab the seat of a bike. And this opens up an entire can of worms in my head, at least. I'm just trying to think of the controls and how it's going to work to move our hands off of the handlebars of these bikes. Now, again, let's take this with a grain of salt because we don't know how the pedaling mechanic is going to work. We don't know what the triggers are going to be there for. There's just so much unknown that we can't put an exact pin on an answer here. But I just saw this for the first time after watching this trailer so many times over and over again. I watched this seat grab and my mind just lit up again. So bikes are still surprising me every single time we jump into this trailer, and I just cannot wait to get our hands on it so that we can finally figure out, how the bikes actually work with a controller in hand.
Me too, man. One of the bike clips that stood out to me, and forgive me, I'm still working on learning all of the bike trick names, but I have the dictionary of them pulled up right now. At around 121, the rider does a double tail whip, but after he does the first one, he catches it, waits for a second, and then kicks off the second one. My guess would be that's during the advanced, like the manual mode controls. They talked about that in the dev blog, where auto would just do the tricks for you as soon as you hit a button, and manual mode you'd have more control. So it's going to be really interesting to see how you trigger a whip on the bike, how you can stop it, how you can do a second one, the timing, everything. Just so excited to see tricks like that.
And I know that, you went into the map and everything and you went super in depth with your favorite part of this video, and mine was just how the bikes can do tricks. But, that's just where we are with this game right now. We don't have anything else to go off of. I have never experienced a bike game that looks this good and handles as well as they are boasting. So I'm just really excited to see how all of that works. Every single time these trailers come up and we watch through this, the skis, the snowboards, yeah, that's all well and good. Rocket wingsuit, we know how that works. But the bike is completely uncharted waters. We have no clue what to expect whenever we put two wheels and a couple of spokes in between our legs. That is every single time without fail. That just piques my interest, and I am so sucked in to daydreaming about how these bikes will work. And not to mention, we have like 5 different kinds that we get to play around with.
Well, yeah, there you go. I think that was a good main topic for pulling that out at the last minute, and we could probably do this again. We could do this with any screenshot from the trailer, realistically. Both of us could talk for probably 5 minutes on just one picture of what we see, what we expect, everything like that. But if you guys have any ideas for main topics, we do have a section in our Discord server called Topic Suggestion where you can come up with an idea. And I know we're going to do one at some point in the future, probably the next couple of weeks. So this one was suggested to us by the Steepest Legend, and he asked if we would do an in real life outfit or ski and snowboard or equipment in general review, like the aesthetics. So send us your best pictures of your skis, snowboards, bikes, whatever. If you have a rocket wingsuit, send us a picture of your rocket wingsuit, but I might need proof of you flying it. And also maybe some of your gear that you wear out on the mountains, and we can show some of it off, talk about all the designs that we like.
Yeah, head on over to Discord, click the topic suggestion server, and help a couple of friends out, would you? All right, let's send it on over to the Riders Roundup.
The first Wicked clip that we found this week was put in our chat by It's the Mort, but it's from the FIS Free Ski Big Air competition that was this past weekend, where Burke Rude landed a Cork 0, which is incredibly hard to pull off. I believe it is the first. He's been doing it in practice, but never landed it on the snow from what I've heard. And to set it up, he was already going to take home the gold medal. He was the first after 2 rounds, so his third run didn't matter at all. He could just kind of show off, and did the Cork 0, where you start that cork rotation, but then you have to move your legs and lower body to make sure you don't actually pull off a 360 or a 540. So just very impressive to see this trick. Crazy. And he got a 95 on this trick too, so even though he was just having fun with it, he still got a really high score. It just wasn't better than his first 2 runs, which were both 1800s.
My lower back is absolutely screaming just watching this video. The core strength that it takes to pull off something like a Cork 0 is just superhuman. I mean, also, shout out to those pink gloves. I am a super fan.
And keeping with the theme here, over on Reddit, yes, you could technically call this part of Reddit Roundup, Lil Bazil pulled off a Cork 0 in steep. Looked like he got a little glitch on the rotation and stuck the landing, so a much smaller jump, but still very impressive.
Yeah, not as much core strength going into this one, but absolutely equally as impressive, especially for all of our riders from the Tartiflet games. I would absolutely love to see someone attempt this in the Big Air or even the Knuckle Huck in the Invitational. We'll have to wait and see. Sticking with the world of X Games, the X Games have released their Aspen 2021 schedule. You can check it out in the link below. It's going to be featured on ESPN as usual, starting on Friday, January 29th, running through Sunday, the 31st. They're going to close the event off with Ski Knuckle Huck. That's going to take us the whole way to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure, if you miss everything else, probably around 9 or 10 Eastern Time on Sunday, January 31st, you know that we are going to be glued to the TV to watch Ski Knuckle Huck. We're also going to be seeing all of the biggest events, slope style, big air, half pipe, all of those X Games staples are going to be on display for you at home and online. No one will be in attendance this year as the US is still under COVID lockdowns. CDC regulations did not allow the X Games to open this up for visitors and fans, but that's totally fine. I'm sure that this is going to allow the X Games to use more virtual integration and make this experience that much better for the viewers at home. I cannot wait to see what they will do, especially after closing out an NFL season and an NHL season that were working with COVID lockdown protocols, and they were just able to incorporate so much more for that TV experience. The X Games have already been doing that for years, but this time they are going to be able to crank this up top notch because they don't have to worry about anyone that is going to be sitting on the side of the pipe or on the side of the course.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some of these events they set up those virtual fan cam rooms where they can pan to the reactions afterwards. I was so close to getting on the fan cam for the USA vs. Canada World Junior Hockey Tournament Finals, so hoping to redeem myself if the X Games does something like that.
Well, we know that we have some fans over at the X Games, so if you guys are hearing this right now, please let our ugly mugs make an appearance in Aspen this year. We would be forever grateful.
And now we're going to shift the topic back to Steep, where I noticed on Instagram the Ubisoft official account posted 3 days ago, now 5 days when you're listening to this, of just some peaceful skiing in Steep. but I did notice that this is the starter outfit that you get at the beginning of the game. Near the starting location, starting ambiance, and the skiing's not too smooth. It's a little bit janky left and right, so I'm thinking this was either right at the beginning when the game came out and they reused the clip, or they just had an intern or someone else, film a little clip and just say, we need some steep footage right now.
Yeah, I saw this one too, and hey, props to Ubisoft Maine for shouting out Steep, but on the other hand, you have so many incredible community clips that you could have featured. You're really going to go with the base starter pack with someone who's just exploring the game for the first time? I don't know. It's a little weak. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love, of course, but it's weak sauce.
Yeah, especially when you've got a really cool Steep ski movie that just came out on January 1st. This was posted by Bainiff on his YouTube channel, and it was on Reddit. And I just saw Ubisoft Auncie's Facebook page shared this video too. So really cool to see that they're still sharing some community content. And he's got a ton of cool scenes just showing off the map, showing off some cool tricks, and some nice smooth music behind it.
We have been seeing more and more of these cinematic Steep movies coming out. Bainiff's clip is 5 minutes long, but then we also have World of Steep, which is close to 80, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, I really love the fact that we are able to start digesting some massive clips and some truly dedicated writers putting together these big cinematic moments in the game. We have Real Steep, but like a couple of the members in the community said, not a whole lot of time. 1:30 for the Tartiflet game's Real Steep does not give you all the time in the world to tell a story and take everybody else on a ride. So, on one hand, that is a huge competition. It is very difficult to make something look good in that short of a time frame, and that's why we chose it. On the other hand, every single rider that has competed in Real Steep should really debate going into the game and putting something together like Bainiff did with a 5, 10, 15-minute edit that's just you tearing it up. I think that would be awesome, and we're seeing a lot of activity in that category, but I will never say no to more.
Yeah, I know Steep just put together a highlight reel too of all of his old tricks and clips from playing Steep, and Space Clump is working on one of those as well. So really cool to see. They'll have, their entire history of playing Steep just before Riders Republic comes out. In the final section, we meant to do this last week. It's supposed to be every week in the Riders Roundup, but we got to pick our favorite photos from the last weekly challenge, and the theme for that last one was break time.
Oops, yeah, sorry, we forgot about this last week, but we are here to do it this time. I have to give props to Sofex on this absolutely breathtaking shot of him sitting up on the mountain. He actually had two sitting up on the mountain, but I am of course talking about the one that we are all looking at right now. Remember to breathe. Motivational posts are a big thing on the internet right now. Everyone's at home, and it's a good reminder. Remember to breathe, drink water. Anything that he puts up there would have been wonderful. But looking out at that horizon, that blue sky transitioning into that little thin film of yellow, the vignette around this pulls everything together. And of course, all of the blues in this picture, and then you have Sofex in that bright red, like Swiss or ski guard outfit, whatever you want to call it. Just lights out an incredible shot, dude.
Well, I could sweep it with the Sofex red picture, but I'm going to change over to Marcus, who I believe is the steepest legend of the snowboarder sitting on the rail outside one of the huts. And this just, reminds me of maybe a couple friends taking a potty break or a snack break at the cabin, but this guy's obviously ready to just get back on the mountain. He's waiting for his friends to come out so they can continue on.
Oh yeah, he was sitting out there on that ledge chirping all of his buddies as they were running inside to either warm up or relieve themselves. But yeah, Marcus, steepest legend, definitely ready to get back out on the slopes again with another red outfit. Who would have thought that we would pick two riders wearing the Nick and Mitch channel colors? Huh.
Or maybe we just pick the best colors in general. But if you want to be a part of the weekly challenge, we have a video that goes up each Sunday on our channel. It has a link to a photo album where you can submit photos based around that theme. And this week's theme is Rider in the Sky. So whatever you think photo fits best for that, you can just submit it to the album and then a video will be up that day.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 3 of Après STEEP. We hope we gave you everything you came here for and a little bit more. Speaking of a little bit more, you can head over to Instagram at NickandMitchYT for some stories and some posts that we are doing intermittently. It's going to be heating up the closer and closer we get to the invitational, mark my words. You can also head over to Discord. That link is down below. If you are not a part of our Discord community yet, you are truly missing out on, I would say, about 60% of the community involvement with this channel. Everyone is over there. It is a wonderful time. We are all friends, sharing a laugh, sharing plenty of memes, and of course, hyping up each other's clips from Steep. So come on over, join the party. We cannot wait to have you. Tell your friends to come on over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Mitch and I are trying to reach 1,000, yes, 1,000 subscribers before the invitational starts on January 23rd. It's a tall order, I know. I think we have about 60 or so more subscribers to go, but I really think we can get there. So tell your friends, share us, some shameless posts, some shameless begging right now from me. Let your friends know. Let's see if we can get 60 people signed up to the YouTube page before the invitational drops on the 23rd. That would be incredible. Mitch, we are celebrating 2,000 consecutive days of our Snap streak on Snapchat this Friday, so early congratulations to you.
And congratulations to you. It's been full of hard work, dedication, and oftentimes panic, but we have made it.
A whole lot of triple chins went into making it to 2,000 consecutive days. I have seen your face for 2,000 days. Oh my God, what are we doing? All right, we will wrap this up and we will see you guys next week for another episode of Après STEEP. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.